The United Auto Workers are on strike.
Who isn't on strike nowadays?
Everybody's
Okay.
on strike.
Yeah, okay.
So in Detroit, 12,700 people are on strike of the 146,000 members of the UAW. And this is really targeting the big three auto companies in the area. Do you know the big three? Could name some.
GM, Ford, and Dodge, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, Chrysler.
Okay, yeah.
So they are going on strike, saying that they want more competitive wages. And this is leading to some interesting data about how much money that they're aiming to lose
Hmm.
and potentially some other jobs that could be lost.
It's so crazy that because we literally just talked about
Mm-hmm.
first off the strikes, the actor strikes, SAG-AFTRA.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about that. We talked about potentially video gamers or video game voice actors striking, and then there's the actor strike
Yeah.
and retroactive pay increases.
Yeah.
So
So
crazy.
we'll give you some information. If you guys keep listening, we'll give you some more information, some background on some of the demands about what the union wants. So the union wants a 40% pay hike. But as you and I think the audience will know, this is quote untenable. And meaning that the union and the auto companies are not seeing eye to eye on a 40% increase.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. The auto manufacturers are wanting to do a 20% raise over 4.5 years, which is far between the 40% rate hike immediately
Yeah.
that they want. Um, the numbers I'll say later, which are staggering, but this is leading to a whole other issue because Morgan Stanley estimates that if they are striking for over a month, the lost production in the car industry will cost all three of the automakers to lose $7 to $8 billion.
That's so much money. And you know what? I did want to say one thing about this
Mm-hmm.
is that the US does run on the car economy. It runs
Yeah.
on being able to produce and sell these vehicles.
A lot of people are going to have an issue because the estimates are pretty staggering that this, if it goes for a month, 150,000 people could lose jobs. And it's because there's a ripple effect. And immediately, right as we speak, the auto industries are actually furloughing
Oh
employees.
no.
Yeah. So because of the ripple effects of just the strike up to now, they're already furloughing employees and sending them home without pay because there's a shortage of parts and a shortage of like different elements to create the cars. So there's nothing for them to do.
That's crazy. You know what? It's I like for me personally, I feel for these auto workers that are being furloughed.
Hmm.
I think that it is not a good thing, especially if things like this aren't going to happen. Like I always try to side with the workers
Yeah.
in this, and it makes sense because yeah, I think they probably do deserve a pay increase, and like I don't know. I'll let you finish, but that's just
Yeah,
my two cents
there's
in
some
it.
interesting things about this because I honestly didn't know how much people in the union would get paid. But there are definitely like different sides to this story because the audio union is claiming that the increased profits that they have been seeing over the last few years are being diverted to corporate greed.
Oh no, that's oh my god,
Yeah,
this
so
is
they're saying that
insane.
like instead of like sharing the wealth of like the fruits of the labor, as people would put it, they're it's gonna being diverted to corporate entities versus like giving more equity to a lot of the people that are working on the cars. But the corporations are claiming that the money that's been being made is being diverted into electric cars.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
Electric car.
electrification.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense because most places are moving to electric.
Yeah.
California. I think is
Yeah.
one of the biggest ones that wants all electric by a certain date.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
So I think I see it from a business or a product, like how to build a product standpoint, because those new cars require a different assembly line and potentially a different factory process.
yeah.
And that needs a lot of investment on the automaker's part because like the their auto assembly lines are made for or internal combustion engines, ICE cars,
Yeah, yeah.
versus like the streamlined ones of like Tesla or other like manufacturers that specifically only do electric cars.
Yeah.
So this blended model is going to be a huge investment for the Detroit auto industry. But I want to go tail back. So you mentioned earlier that this is a huge part of the U.S. economy, and it seems that you are right, actually.
Hmm.
So a key figure is that if the strike lasts a few weeks, it could actually cut the U.S. GDP by 0.39%. So like the entirety of the output of the United States is being
That's
cut
crazy.
almost
Yeah.
by like 0.4%. I mean, but like that's like a lot of money
That
considering that we make like trillions.
yes, that is a ton of money. Even like that, even if it's a small percentage, it's still a large amount of money.
Hmm. So, and that's just like the first effect. It's not accounting for other places that will see follow-on effects. But this actually comes to another point, which we'll make after you consider to like and subscribe to
Oh
the
my god.
video. So, yeah, we come out with videos daily, and
We have a library of over 100 videos. We're closing in on 200, and I'm pretty sure there's something in there that you will like. And while you're there, consider subscribing. It really does help out the channel a lot.
yeah. And if you made it past that,
Oh
so
my God.
the good thing is that this is a good thing for Tesla investors.
Oh my
Tesla
god.
investors are claiming that this is a good thing because this is gonna make Tesla more competitive in the market because their thought process is that if Detroit automakers have to increase the prices because they have to pay their workers more in pay and benefits, then that will lead to a ripple effect of like the car is costing more and then making Tesla, which is with incentives and other stuff, it's still a fairly competitive car, more enticing if other cars are more expensive.
You know, the only thing I have to say about all this is that rates for cars are pretty high. So that's the only other thing I have to say about that. I mean, like, yes, it could be competitive, but at the
Mhm.
same time, it's like, in this economy.
That is true. But and if you stayed this long, I will give you the tidbit that I was actually shocked about. I didn't realize the situation. And can you guess how much a Tesla factory, on average, a Tesla factory worker gets?
Maybe 30 an hour. I'm just throwing out a
Ballpark.
number.
Supposedly, according to a news article, it says they get about $45 an hour.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's good.
And this is a lot less than what the United Auto Workers make.
Oh, what the heck?
Yeah.
Okay.
So supposedly, on average, they're making about $66 per hour
Oh, dang. That's good.
already.
That's
So,
crazy.
so this is me quoting like articles. So if I'm wrong, leave
Look,
us a comment down below saying the actual facts because this is just saying like on average, including like benefits and stuff, they get paid about 66. But if the UAW gets their pay increase by 40%, what they demanded, that would be, or they were saying that if they get what they want, it's going to be $136 an hour.
that's it. That's, oh my God.
Yeah. So kind of a lot.
That is a lie. This is going to,
Be like, oh
I'd,
well.
I'd be interested to know, like, what exactly does that mean? Because I mean, like, we did the story on like UPS,
Hmm.
and there was people in the comments that said it's like, oh yeah, it's like, well, you know, it's you get a bunch of benefits, you get a bunch of pay,
Yeah.
there's a bunch of other stuff that's included, like, but in reality, you're getting 100K and then like 70K in benefits or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's a probably similar situation to that. But the other thing that I want to say, the last thing is that apparently the system that they have is a very like tiered system.
Oh,
So
okay.
people will start out at a lower tier and they don't get paid anything.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes the people that are working there will have to work like multiple jobs.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So only the like higher tier guys will get that, but once you get to that point, you're pretty well off.
I think the same thing happened for UPS.
Yeah.
I think literally someone commented saying the same thing.
Like you
Yeah.
can't start off. I think you can't start off as a delivery driver, but you have to work your way up.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy.